Wassail, beautiful people. There's so much going on in the cosmos at the moment, and I'm channeling so much information. I'm getting so many downloads, uploads from the earth, dreams. It's like a fog, and it's been very hard to pick out what's going on. There's a lot of very interesting things going on. All kinds of, wonderful, crazy, frightening, delightful, all different sort of energies, just all rolling across each other. And as I say, every time I've sat down with the cards, it's been very difficult to find an area, because even when reading, they're layering so many layers on, because there's so much shifting astrologically at the moment. And even this morning, I've started in one direction. I asked the cards, what do I need to explain? And they said a change of destinies. Destinies are changing. And I'm like, cool. So I sat down and started to go over notes and things. And it keeps coming out on the fact that I need to focus on the 29th of January. Because that's when a lot of these energies will begin to change. And it's at this point that Chiron, the wounded healer, reaches 9 degrees and 9 minutes of Aries, and it goes in conjunction with a fixed star that's called Algenib. And Algenib is the tip of the wing of Pegasus. And so it's something to do with the ability for wounds to take flight. The other big frequency, of course, is Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, but particularly Jupiter in Pisces, who's the kind of main player in this game. That's the wish card, that's the 9 of Cups. And I did a reading a while back that crashed and bummed out. And I said I would come back to that, so I thought that would be great to come back to that today. And I really still don't know whether today I'm doing all signs yet, or whether I'm just going to dive into certain areas and see what comes and do a whole series of them. At the moment, Spirit's telling me it's focus on the wounds, but let's just see what happens. And obviously I was thinking to start with Aquarius, but really since Chiron is in Aries, it feels very much as though that's the area. So Pegasus is about ambition, taking flight. It's the divine horse of heaven. Where Pegasus's hooves land, water springs appear from the land. So there's this real sense of a purifying of our physical aches, and yet somehow, because it's a flying horse, it's about mental aches as well. So I don't know the answers, and that's what I love about doing readings, is that we get to see. There's an awful lot. Just need to go forwards to today's notes, because those notes are from weeks ago. The whole of January has been this perpetual, it's like a snow globe, where it's really hard to channel stuff. And I'm trying to avoid a theme that's been coming up with both Reem and I, which is collective dreaming, because Reem and I are going to do something on that today. So it's all coming in different directions. So I think I want to start by just asking for a message from Chiron and a message from Pegasus. Seems to me to be the best way to start this. I don't know how it will unfold, let's see. Oh, but what I should do is make notes for timestamps for whatever gives. Because I've got no idea. So this is general. Pegasus and Chiron. There's something about the energy that I keep channeling. I'm going to say 5 minutes because that's nice and easy. Chiron, it's like Chiron with wings, and Chiron with wings is actually an old Assyrian Babylonian connection to Sagittarius. But it had 2 heads. But there is something about Chiron taking flight. It's like Chiron going from trauma to joy. So, let's just have a general. Chiron, on the 29th, 0909. 0909 is 2 divine nines, and they're one fragment away from a completion and a new beginning. So what's Chiron's message? Thunder. And that is this sense I get of something storming in, something massive, this change of destiny that's coming. I don't know how to describe it, but let's see. So, okay, so Pegasus, 2 cards. Dented that one slightly at the corner, it's peeling away. Andy and Cross and the wind of change. This is exactly it, but it's a divine wind of change. A divine wind of change coming in. That's totally intriguing, so as not to say fascinating. Or interesting, Rob. See, I can come up with new words. I've also been doing a hell of a lot of studying of all the constellations for another deck of cards. But the difference is the artist working on that one, my friend Odin, he's been really getting to grips with all of the artwork. So we've got a lot of the artwork to work from. So it's been about studying the origins of the cards. I'm not taking those because I'm too busy talking to you, except I will I have to take them because they're saying I have to. It's like I don't even have to ask the questions of the cards anymore, just shuffle and let them fall. Sagittarius, it's another 9, and this is to mellow. I need to look at my notes because I've done something. I've written down Aries, Sagittarius, the moon is in Sagittarius. So this begins as a kind of, as a form of dream. But I'm not going to go deep into dreams because, as I say, Reem and I are doing that later today. But it's definitely, I think it's just trying to point to me and Reem that these collective dreams really start to kick in on the 29th. There's a big frequency change. And then we've got embers, not ended, phoenix forming, paused, readied, ashes, glimmers, starting anew, reigniting in Aries. So what have we got? What have we got? What have we got? What have we got on Pegasus? We've got wind and a big spillage. Let's put the cards under there. I feel like, it's just, what's coming out? Chiron. I mean, it's about current, it's about wounds, it's a nervous system, it's primal wounds, but this is about like a divine balm coming down. And we've got Sappho. I'm pretty sure Sappho is in Aries as well. Sappho is at 6 degrees of Aries. So there's something, also Eris is in Aries. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. That's just my brain moving forward. So this is Sappho. This is vocal aphrodisiacs. So what I would say is it's a kind of a frequency that's being brought in by the wings of Pegasus to kind of soften wounds, to talk them out, to kind of lull them from within us, to pull these wounds out, is a general thing that's happening to everybody. And then I've got Essence, the Self. That one surprised me because when I saw Embers, I was like, it's something pushing over in the Embers that on the 12th will be Jupiter conjuncting Neptune. There was something about that, and the fact that it's come out again, and here comes my fly totem. There's something about the Neptunian fog is beginning. It's merely just the first wisps of that sea fret, that mist that rolled in over everything, will begin to sort of clear. It's not going to clear until the 12th of April. But this is the beginning of the change. There's this sense of sense of scent. Your core essence, our scent, our smell, our purity will change. And I'm hearing most precious. Like that's the whisper in the wind, that we are all most precious. And we have the swan transformation, arsenic. So that notion of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What hasn't killed us all will make us stronger. It will make us more shining. But there's something about the reminder that your primal Chiron wounds, and I will put a link to that series I did in Portugal about the wounds of Chiron. They are the king of poisons. They're the thing that have been poisoning all of humanity. And no one's missed out in that. Everyone's experienced chironic poisons. And it's about networking again, coming together. And it's interesting that the wind is talking to me, this divine wind, about breath, breathing. We've all got to learn to breathe better. This is a creative networking that is taking place collectively. So, let's just pop those back. And we will look at, I think we're going to go with Aries, because that's where this starts. And we'll see how long Aries takes. If Aries takes a while, we won't do all of them in this reading. I'd like to do them in this reading because I don't want to do, other than editing it and putting that at the beginning of all of them. Maybe I can do that. It's not something I like to do. I don't like those sort of lazy beginnings where you just keep repeating. But that was such a beautiful message that everyone needs to hear that message. So, let's just look at the astrology for Aries, and also let me write down a timestamp for Aries. So, Aries is 14, let's say 1414. Aries. Aries, there's three, oh, your pen's fallen on the floor. So Aries, you've got Chiron, obviously, as we've just said, at 0909, and it's all about Chiron. So I imagine, because he's on the tip of Pegasus's wing, this will be quite a profound healing for you. I don't know till we ask the cards. Then you've also got Sappho in Aries at 06 degrees. You don't need the minutes for that. And you've got Eris at 23 degrees. Eris has been there a long time. There's something about Sappho and Chiron are very close together, and they seem to be bringing a kind of energy of divine intervention. We will look and see. But there's also this sense of Aries holding a kind of divine rage at what has been. That's the general sense that I get from this. So, Aries, I don't even know what to ask. Aries. You see, I don't know. I would ask for a message for you from Chiron, from Sappho, and from Aries, but some of the signs have nothing in their houses. Capricorn has almost everything, so many things in Capricorn. So I feel like I need to ask in general, what's being healed? What's being healed, or what does Aries need to know about the healing process? What does Aries need to know about the healing process? You see, you've got Heart of Sky, and I'm immediately thinking that's the moon right now in Sagittarius, galactic centre of the universe kind of territory. So what do you need to know is coming to you, but that's no answer. I mean, I would say that it would be to do with the senses. I'm channeling the idea that you're dealing with some kind of mental healing. That's really interesting. There's a card got onto the floor that wasn't there before. It's the Monas Hieroglyphicus. And this is a secret. It's a secret. Like, this is a secret. So I feel like yours is coming as a secret. Something is coming towards you that is a completely unknown energy, and it's a unity of the cosmos frequency. It's something that will bring you into an alignment. It's like a letter or news. Okay, so let's go with the Lenormand briefly. I'm being told, chuck a Lenormand and you'll get an answer about a secret. What's this secret to do with? How is this affecting? So you have 2 cards on the floor and 2 stuck in the deck. The 2 on the floor, which I can't pick up. Oh, it's love. It's the luck of love. The luck of love, Aries. And then you have Crossroads and Rider. Rider is something new coming in. Crossroads is to be waiting at a space where there are 2 available options. 2 things that could come towards you. It's very interesting. I am intrigued. I mean, the energy I'm getting is, which I always say doesn't exist, is like a knight in shining armour. They're not coming to rescue you. You don't need rescuing. They're coming to rescue your faith in love. Someone is coming to offer you faith in love. Secret wisdom. A faith in love. So your wound must be feeling not unlovable, but not somewhere in your life that can accept love. Right, so we'll take the Alchemy of Astrology deck. And thank you everyone so far who has been sending money to Debbie, to me. so that she can design the most beautiful images for this deck. If you want to contribute, you can send them to my PayPal link, PayPal me at Rustling Around, and mark them for Debbie, D-E-B-I, and then I will send them to her. So here we have home, antimony. This is wolf protection. This is a wild, instinctual human nature. This is them. There's someone coming in that's wild and instinctual that will almost bring your heart online as the seat of your soul frequency. Your home, your heart will come home to you. I'm not saying your heart isn't yours, but there's a tarnish on the heart somehow. There's a frequency that you won't allow. So Aries, the sun. I feel like this is talking about this coming to you then. This is the birth of the idea, the birth of the healing, but there is someone coming, but you won't notice it till the sun reaches Aries. And that's interesting because it's just shortly after that that the full fog of Neptune is lifted. Moon in Taurus. Your sensual nights. This is, you know, I kind of want to say courting, because there's nothing sort of smutty about this. This is something divinely beautiful, a new way to experience something. Zero moment is when the sun reaches Aquarius, and then there's a 6 weeks period, and by the eclipse on the 30th of April, new moon in Taurus, that's when you will be able to voice love, I guess is what they're saying. You will be able to voice love. I'm going to add I'm going to go back to this. What's the wound then, other than the heart? What else can you explain? Can you make this clearer? The moon. It's about the moon. It's about the heart of the sky. It's about an energy coming through, an energy of trust. So look, part of this new energy that comes in is the energy of trust. We've been 2 years in an energy where the fear has been like that snow globe over the top of the air that's just been sort of stopping us settling into our truer frequencies that have been below, that have been the pulse of the earth. And there's all this manic energy going over the top. And we've got to see a way through that. This is when it begins to settle. And so we're looking at new moon in Aquarius, new moon in Pisces, new moon in Aries, new moon in Taurus. It's 4 moon cycles to get your act together, which is nice because it's giving you a timetable. It's giving you an ability to see your way through something. So sticking with the Alchemy of Astrology, because they really are such a singy deck today. I can't wait for them to have images on. So this is representing the journey, the cycle to get to here with this new romance coming in, Aries. this great secret that's coming towards you. The journey to get there has aqua regia. So aqua regia is a really interesting alchemical substance. It dissolves noble gases. Noble metals. It dissolves gold. It dissolves platinum. So there's and then the flies hit me as I've said platinum. All right, I get the message. Go away. It's a wasp. It's platinum, so it's consciousness energy. You have to change something in your consciousness, something which is ideals. That's not someone I would fall in love with, or I don't like their job. There's a tiny, tiny beetle on the clover card, which is the luck of love, and it was right next to the ladybirds, and it's just flown away. But beetles have that energy of magic, tiny, tiny magic coming in. But you have to believe in this energy to bring it in. But you don't just believe, you have to make, here's the fly, wasp again. It's going right in my ears. You have to make the action. It's really, really going near my ears. You have to take the action. You have to break your own rules. You have to acidically burn away your fixed frequencies around love. You have to be, it's like you have to dissolve your heart in acid and grow a new one. So there's the discovery of truth. The truth in you as to why you're not in a romantic relationship is what I'm hearing. Dragon's blood. Dragon's blood being that kind of acidic substance is in all of us. We all have the ability to transform and corrode anything within us that's a blockage. And then you have Moon in Virgo. So Moon in Virgo is the action that is needed with this aqua regia. It's the life trimming energy, the trusting in the flow frequency, the pancreas, the digestive tract. It's all those places within the body where we deal with, I want to say, ancestral traumas. We are looking at here healing, taking flight on something new. So what I want to say is that somehow you have to work out the relationships in your life that you cling to that are toxic, and you need to transform them. You need to be able to bring them into a new frequency. You see, that's really weird. I was going to say this is house 1, was going through my head, and then the magician has just fallen off the top of that deck. Because it's about conjuring, creating. A magician is an alchemist. You have to re-alchemize your emotions. You have to allow yourself to learn to love in a different way. And I'm not talking about just you. Yeah, you've got to learn to love you, but you've also got to learn how you love others. Do you love people for what they can bring you, or do you love them for them? I don't know where that came from, but... So let's just go a little bit more. So, we've got Pluto and Moon in Capricorn. So this is telling me that there's a lot of links in Capricorn. So let me just go into my notes, because Pluto is in Capricorn, so there's clues. Now, Aries, you need to look at what you have in Capricorn. I'm going to read you a list of all the things that are in Capricorn now, and if you've got something in your birth chart in Capricorn, because this is not about what Capricorn is, This is not about connecting your spine. It's not about diamagnet. Oh, it is about diamagnetism in a way. That's the energy of being a force field that's been repelled by normal magnetism, and that's to do with attraction. So somehow you're creating yourself as diamagnetic to move away. But anyway, it's not really about what these cards represent, inner values. Yeah, that is true. It's about what you have in your birth chart in Capricorn. So Capricorn, right at the moment, 29th of January, has Mercury retrograde, it has Venus, it has Mars, it has Pluto, it has Juno, it has Vesta, it has Pholus, and it has Quar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planets and asteroids all bunched in there. And actually Mars is over Polis, and Pluto is over... Oh, didn't write the name of it. I have to look it up. I've written what it means to remind me, but I haven't written its name. And Pholus and Quar are over Caus Borealis, which is to do with justice. So let me just pull up Capricorn, 25 degrees of Capricorn. Oh, it's Terabellum. Terabellum. So they're fixed stars, but they have an energy. And because this is about how Algenib is behind Chiron, there's a connection. You need to look at what you've got in Capricorn. If you haven't got something in Capricorn, it doesn't matter. It might be that you need to look where your Mercury, Venus, Mars, particularly Venus, where your Venus is, and see whether it's squaring, trining the current Venus at 11 degrees in Capricorn. So you're learning to look, but it's definitely a connection to Capricorn. There's so much going on in there. There's so much movement. So for instance, Pholus and Quar, they're conjunct, and Pholus is about unexpected consequences, and Quar is about singing something brand new into life. It's an amazing frequency. It's the tune of the universe. And then we have Mercury is retrograding right onto Pluto. And you know that reading I did with Cindy a while back, Pluto and Mercury have a little bit of a naughty relationship, which doesn't fully sing in the way that it ought to. And then we also have, there's another pair. Oh no, the other thing is that Mercury's heading down towards Venus. They're going to turn around and they will come back towards Pluto. So there's a lot of really busying relationships frequencies going on. So let's just ask, let's just put a Thoth in. What are we looking at in Capricorn for Aries? What are we looking at for Capricorn in Aries? Being channeled information, Capricorn represents Tropic of Capricorn, this notion of the point the furthest away from the sun that we reach. So it's this notion of the furthest away from which our heart can go before it has to turn around and return to Earth in a new format. So let's see what gives. Let's see what gives. Why are Aries looking at Capricorn? A new beginning. Manifesting a new beginning. But you've got to believe in it. They're showing me the tiger here biting the leg. It's like there has to be some kind of, not pain, But you know, like when you're having a dream and you say, pinch me, when you can't believe something, pinch yourself, you can have this. That's the energy I'm getting. But you've got to trust it, you've got to call it in, and you've got to work towards it. How do they work towards it? How do they work towards it? How do they work towards it? I feel like the working towards it was earlier when we had that energy of transforming the world around you. So, you've got this energy of the Eight of Cups moving on from the toxicity. I feel like the toxicity has almost been in your blood since Saturn was last in Pisces, which was a long time ago, a very, very long time ago. So let me, I have to just quickly call up Saturn because I can get the information on the orbit length, but it's like 29 something, 29, or it might just be 29. Come on, Saturn, why are you so far away? The wind is picking up too. 29.5. So someone's ringing me, but I'm just going to have to ignore it for the moment. Yeah, so 29 degrees. Sorry, that threw me, letting someone's energy in there. So I feel like about 26 years ago was when you began to feel overwhelmed. Look, if you're younger than 26, then it's been an energy in your DNA that's been there forever. The whole point is that this toxicity is old. That's what the card is trying to say. And it's now time to heal that. This is almost the Chiron wound here. It's a deep emotional wound. And it's coming with these other two cards. So you've got divine correction, the energy of source coming in. Mars in Capricorn. Mars is in Capricorn. So Mars has just got there. It's at 3 degrees. It's at 3 degrees, Mars. It couldn't be more. This is the moment. This is the moment to heal the toxicity. And then you've got the 7, the Chariot. I want to say this has got something to do with an empty home. And by that I mean your soul needs retuning from this point onwards. It's to do with Cancer, and Cancer's an empty house at the moment. It doesn't mean there's nothing going on for Cancers. It just means that the actual house itself doesn't have any planetary bodies in it at the moment. So this is a sacral retuning, but there's something about this that I've got something to do with the 7th of the 3rd, the 7th of March, but I don't think it works so much like that. It's also linking me to sacral and solar plexus have to work together. So D, E, and then they have to work with the heart, F sharp, but now I'm thinking we've got that Saturn frequency. So we almost have to remove the chord. So let me just think, it would be, it's a dense cluster. D, E, and F is a really dense minor cluster being turned into a major cluster. And I don't mean stronger, I mean brighter. So the energy of it retuning to bring in the higher heart frequency. That's what's coming towards you, Aries. So let's just see where it's all going. I think I'm just going to make this video about Aries. Now I know we're in there, and we'll work on the others as we go along. So, Aries. Where's it all going, Aries? Oh, you've got a big lot there. It's going in a lot of places, but to begin with, it has the Valkyrie. This is the energy of... This is a divine consciousness energy. It's going back towards this. It's like the energy of divine feminine, high priestess, consciousness frequency, coming in past this point. Very much that energy of dreams. There's a lot of dogs arguing. Shh! Susu! Shh! And you, Brownie. Shh. You have Petrol taking flight. There's something about this that's flying, bringing your consciousness into a divine clarity, but there's something about this really strong energy of solar plexus, life force, not just about bringing it in by the time of Aries season, but actually I'm getting this, it's like the yellow electric seeds that are going on this year. I'm also getting it in this final card that I haven't shown you on this, which is coming into your power in the physical world. There's something about retuning your sacral and your solar plexus that brings you into a kind of cosmic height. It takes your mind, it gives you an ability to dream better. And again, I don't want to go into the subject of dreams because that's for me and Reem later, and all of you. But you've got this energy of the giant portal and Nidavellir, the gift of truth. There's a truth coming through. Which was the card that had truth? I've lost the truth. I might have been earlier when we did the first part of that reading. It was the Sappho earlier, that energy, but that's what's coming down. It's like a gift from the dwarves, the dark elves, for the burden of the wounds that you've had for like 26, 27 years. It's the gift of new heart appreciation, understanding, but a new heart frequency being brought to you. That's what I'm getting. It's love. Love is coming to you, but you can only, as I said before, you can only get this if you believe it and if you work with the cosmos to deliver it to yourself. It becomes your new... It's like the anti-wound of Chiron. It's the healed Chiron. It's the Chiron in love with Chariclo. It's that kind of energy. That's what's being offered to you, Aries. So... Wassail and happy courting.